Teenie.
Hello.
You're late. What's the matter?
Give it to me. Give it.
No need to be nasty.
I'm not being nasty.
What's wrong?
Nothing. You're too young.
You're only 17.
Now get to school.
Jenny, better get ready. Good morning, Teenie. I said away and get ready. Well.
Aye. Well.
This is a fine business.
Aye.
Mr. Gray will be down now. You didn't tell me.
You weren't here, Mrs. Gray.
How could you be so foolish?
William and me, we've been walking out for the last 6 months.
Oh, so walking out's the cause.
Jenny, come away.
I'm just getting ready for school, Father.
Well, then do so. Now then, Teenie. I'm discussing your problem with Mrs. Gray. There's something to say to you.
Have you bought Sandy's present yet?
Oh, the birthday's not till Sunday, dear. I'll buy it today.
What's the matter with Teenie?
Never you mind. Are you ready now? Well, run along then.
Goodbye, Mother.
That's right.
Bye-bye, Jenny. And, no dawdling in the shop.
You have a good day at school now.
It's gym today.
On you go then. Away you go.
Pineapple cubes and cream. My mother's bringing me over at 4. She's buying a present today.
Can I have 3 glasses?
Please, surprise.
He's coming. Jenny, I am glad you're coming to tea on Sunday.
So am I.
Good morning, little girls.
Good morning, Miss Brodie.
Sit down. What is the subject of our first lesson?
Miss Brodie.
Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. Juliet, a sum on the blackboard.
Yes, Miss Brodie. Please, Miss Brodie, what is the sum to be?
I leave it to you, Juliet. On such a day, I am not greatly interested in minutiae. What is that, Rose, minutiae?
Is it to do with size, Miss Brodie?
That is correct. Minutiae are the small grey atoms of the commonplace. A young Apollo, golden-haired, stands dreaming on the verge of strife, magnificently unprepared for the long littleness of life. That is one poet writing of another. The poet, the subject, is Rupert Brooke. Who is Apollo, Evelyn?
I don't know, Miss Brodie.
He was the god of the sun, also called Phoebus. He was the epitome of all manly beauty. Rupert Brooke was one of our greatest young poets who died in the war and is buried at Skiros, which is in Greece, as is befitting. Come, autumn, say pensive in yellow and grey, and soothe me with tidings of nature's decay. Yes?
But it's not autumn, Miss Brodie.
The moods of mature mellowness have naught to do with the calendar. In my heart, it is autumn. Where is Julia?
Please, Miss Brodie, I have a note from her mother.
Pass it to me. Today, I will tell you a little of my life when I was younger than I am now, though 6 years older than the man himself. Girls, Seek out your arithmetic books and prop them up against intruders. Julia has a cold. We all hope for her better health. The cold winds of Edinburgh must go hard on Mediterranean lungs. I was engaged to a young man at the beginning of the Great War. But he fell on Flanders Field. He fell a week before armistice was declared. He fell like an autumn leaf when he was only 22 years of age. In the geography lesson, we shall look up Flanders on the map and find the spot where my lover was laid before most of you were born. His name was Hugh, and he came from Ayrshire. He was a poor countryman, but a hard-working and clever scholar. When he asked me to marry him, he said, "We shall have to drink water and walk slow." That was Hugh's country way of saying that we should have to live quietly. What does the saying signify, Rose?
That you would have to live quietly, Miss Brodie.
Hugh was one of the flowers of the forest, lying in his grave. One poppy sorroweth, late blown and desolate, bowed by the faint wind's breath, knowing these twain await autumn and death.
He was her lover. Miss Brodie said the word lover.
Poor Miss Brodie.
He was 22 in 1918. That was when the war ended.
He fell on Flanders Field.
And Miss Brodie was 6 years older. So when Hugh died, Miss Brodie was 28.
We shall see where he fell. In the geography lesson.
Miss Brodie is 40 years old.
In her prime.
And still her heart aches for simple, honest Hugh, who fell on Flanders Field the year I was born.
All those long years. Poor Miss Brodie.
Poor Miss Brodie.
Damn it! I'm sorry. What are you doing here?
I have disturbed you. I am the unlooked-for person from Porlock who terminated Coleridge's Kubla.
No masterpiece, this.
May I see? Your wife?
Yes, and our very own latest unlooked-for person from Porlock. What can I do for you, Miss Brodie? Yes?
I come to ask a favor.
Name it.
There is no art in the junior school. I do my best to set before my class the bare bones of artistic appreciation.
And do it very well, I'm sure.
I come to ask you to flesh out those bones.
You want me to teach your class?
One lesson a week. You have one available, the first on a Tuesday morning. I can spare my class then also.
It's less teaching girls I want, Miss Brodie, not more. Please don't ask me to give up the one morning I have to lie a little late and breakfast at leisure.
But the girls would benefit so greatly. Your skill, your experience.
They're too young.
But at an impressionable age.
And what would it be worth?
beg your pardon.
Well, if I'm to give up one of my 3 spare lessons and my lie-in, what would it be worth to you?
Well, you would have my gratitude.
Oh, to hell with gratitude. Let's barter. My free lesson for the chance to paint you.
I would, consider it.
Then I would teach your class.
Thank you.
Subject to Mrs. MacDonald's approval, of course.
Of course.
Come and see me here again. Or at the studio. You're always welcome.
Thank you for the invitation. But, I would not come between you and your work.
You have a fine face and a fine figure. Your servant.
Little girls, I have persuaded Mr. Lloyd to give us some art. He is a kindred spirit, and we must value him accordingly.
Looks like autumn's over.
All right, here you come.
Do you think they were alone?
He looks happy too.
Mrs. MacDonald.
Oh, Miss Brodie. Were you looking for me?
I believe I have persuaded Mr. Lloyd to give us some of his valuable free time. He is prepared to teach my class art. The first lesson each Tuesday. I am here for your approval.
But art has never been taught as a subject in the lower schools, Brodie.
Indeed, no. I am sure you feel its lack as much as I.
Well, the girls will, of course, be taught art as a subject when they move on to the senior school.
I think we should seize upon Mr. Lloyd's kind offer.
You're quite sure it was an offer? Well, here I am, Miss Brodie, quite prepared to be convinced.
Mr. Lloyd's work in the senior school will be the more instructive for a firm basis laid out earlier.
Oh, I agree.
These are the 1930s, Mrs. MacDonald. It is a new age. I tried to inculcate my girls with an appreciation of the visual arts, but I am poorly equipped to instruct them in detail of form, color, chiaroscuro, and perspective. I am sure that Marcia Blaine
Yes,
herself...
I am sympathetic. But of course, I will have to discuss it with Miss Gaunt.
Of course.
Well, Juliet's sister says you have a baby if a man touches your leg in a tram.
Even by accident? I heard Mrs. Rose talking to my mother about Mrs. Ralston's new baby. She said that was an accident.
Good morning, Miss Campbell. Into your places, please. Quickly now. Spread out your arms, find your position. We're going to start this morning with arms swinging in 4 counts. Begin, and 1, 2, 3, and jump.
But how does it happen?
I could see if it was kissing. You don't get babies kissing.
I think you can.
But my father kisses me every night, and he kisses my mother every morning. But she doesn't go about having babies all the time. You get babies by doing it.
But how do you do it? Exactly.
And change. Now, skip jumps. And a 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm 13 on Sunday, and I don't know anything. We'll make an investigation. We'll do research.
How do you mean?
All like detectives. Clues and information and things.
And change. Touching toes in 4 counts. Begin, and 1, 2, 3, 4.
We'll make a book.
Yes.
A chapter about touching.
And passion.
And Miss Brodie and you.
And our parents.
That doesn't sound right.
I'm doing it. We'll start on Sunday.
At your house.
And change. Feet apart. The trunket Begin. Down, 2, 3, 4.
I wish Miss Brodie would tell us facts. It's all feelings with Miss Brodie. We must drink water and walk slow. Come autumn, silkens.
Stop giggling at the back. Change. Now, feet together. The posture exercise in 3. And 1, 2, 3.
It's not right, is it, to laugh about Hugh?
I won't in a book.
And 1, 2, 3.
What are you looking at?
Nothing?
I wouldn't go back there just now.
Why not?
Your mother and your father are having a wee disagreement.
What about?
About me. I'm going to have a baby. Your mother says I've got to go. Your father says I can stay, but I'm going anyway.
Are you to be married then?
The sooner the better.
You're not fat.
You don't get fat the first month or two.
Teeny, would you tell me what you did?
You thinking of trying it?
No!
We were getting married anyway. Been walking out for the past 6 months.
Is that how it happens? When you're walking out?
Walking out at Paddy one Sunday evening.
On a Sunday?
Oh, don't be so soft. There were stars and a moon and the grass was cool. Oh, you're too young.
I'm not pleased, Teeny. Did you take all your clothes off?
What sort of dirty talk is that? What do you think I am?
Jenny?
Teeny, please, what did you do?
What do you think? Played hopscotch in the dandelions.
Janie, come here at once.
Hopscotch.
Janie. Shut the door, dear. And come and sit down. You are not to talk to Teeny, Jenny.
Why not?
Because we say so.
Teeny will be leaving us tonight, Jenny. We would prefer you not to speak with her before she goes, all right?
Has she stolen anything from the shop?
I want you to listen very carefully. It's very important. Teeny has been a very silly girl. She is in the family way. Do you know what I'm saying? Teeny has got herself pregnant.
Got herself pregnant.
Yes.
I see them. Let them in, Sandy, darling.
Please, Mother, please don't call me darling. It's so English. Not in front of them.
They're waiting.
Here we are. Hello, Mrs. Strange.
Hello, Mrs. Gray.
Hello,
Hello.
Sandy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sandy.
Do come in.
Oh, my, it's a sharp wind today.
Indeed it is. Close the door, Sandy. Now, shall we take off our coats here?
Oh, happy birthday, Sandy.
What do you say, darling?
Thank you, Jenny.
It's from all of us.
Thank you, Mrs. Gray.
Do go throw into the warm.
Oh, thank you.
That's right. Sit down, won't you?
I have a fantastic surprise. Teeny, who
Bring
wants
Jenny into the drawing room.
May we go straight to the dining room?
We want to see your fine presents. Come along.
Yes, Mother.
That's right.
Are we to see your present, Sandy?
Yes.
Oh, I find this north wind very tiring.
Edinburgh winters are bitter.
Oh, you must suffer badly, Mrs. Stranger, coming from the south.
The wind is the worst of it.
Oh, thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Mrs. Gray.
They're charming, thank you.
To go with your farmyard?
Yes.
Now you may open our present, darling. We thought we would hold back our own to make more of an occasion.
Oh, surely.
What is it?
It's a dictionary.
Miss Brodie recommends all her girls should have dictionaries.
And why was I not told?
I never heard Miss Brodie say that.
It was last week while you were out of the room. Thank you, Mother.
Remember to thank your father when he comes in.
Yes. It's for investigation and research. May we?
Yes, you may start your tea. Now, don't eat too fast, Sandy. You know what will happen. She's always been a most delicate child and tires so easily. That's why we allow only one friend to visit at a time.
They seem firm friends.
Shall we take our tea now, Mrs. Gray?
Oh, thank you.
We never allow her out on her own. Poor Sandy, born on a Wednesday. Wednesday's child is full of woe.
She has an enchanting nature.
Pregnant?
She told me herself, and my mother, and she's not to work for us anymore.
That's wonderful.
Did you begin the book?
Yesterday, I've hidden it.
Shall we put Teeny in?
Yes.
And we can put the date, and in 9 months' time we'll know whether the baby's come.
Not 9 months from today, silly.
No, I mean...
9 months from when they did it.
It happened when they were out walking at Paddocky. I asked her what she did.
What did she say?
Walking. She said that. And playing hopscotch. But it was a joke, I think.
You do it on the spur of the moment. It all happens in a flash. But you think the urge would pass by the time they got their clothes off.
That's another thing I don't understand. Teeny said it was dirty taking clothes off.
You can't do it with your clothes on.
No.
And now she shall conceive. Behold, a virgin shall conceive.
And bear a son. For our Angelica little girls, the Madonna and Child. What is a virgin?
Everybody knows that.
Tell me then.
It's a woman who hasn't ever, well, hardly ever done it. I'm a virgin, so are you, so is my mother.
But your mother had you.
That hardly signifies. I'm an only child. She only did it once, which means she's a virgin. More or less.
My mother did it 3 times.
3 times is too many for a virgin.
But what about your father? If they only did it once, then he must be a virgin too.
Men don't apply.
Why not?
Well, maybe.
Teeny must be a virgin. She only did it once so far.
I mean, Jesus was an only child, but the Bible doesn't call Joseph the virgin, does it?
I suppose not.
Jelly or blancmange?
They'll have to get married, of course, and soon.
My husband blames poor education. It's at the root of every problem, he says.
Well, she herself is one of 9. It's a case of like daughter, like mother.
I know.
A poor girl from a poor home.
I know.
I told her, there's one sure way to prevent the situation, I said. It is the one word no.
How true?
True or not, she laughed in my face.
Laughed? Have another sandwich.
Oh, thank you. I shall have to buy a good dictionary for Jenny.
Oh, Miss Brodie is right. For an inquiring mind, a dictionary is the very thing.
Virgin. Girl or woman who has not known sexual intercourse.
Is that it? Sexual
intercourse.
Is that the real name?
It must be. Sexual intercourse. I told you virgins had to be female.
When it says not known, does it mean not know about?
I don't know. It just says, who has not known?
But we know now. Are we not virgins anymore?
It also says, unsullied, not yet used.
That doesn't sound very nice.
The main thing is we've got the right words now. I knew we'd be able to find out about it with research.
I still don't know what happens.
I'm looking up passion.
Yes.
Agitation, sexual desire, suffering.
Don't think that sounds very nice either.
Miss Brodie has suffered. You can see what it means.
See what it says about intercourse.
Mm.
Don't get paste on the pages, or they'll know what we've been looking at.
Golly, what would Miss Brodie say if she could see us now?
Or my mother and father.
Are you happy with Jenny's progress at Marcia Blaine's?
Oh, very happy. This new teacher, Miss Brodie, seems to keep them on their toes.
She certainly takes an interest in the girls' general knowledge.
And that, I think, is a good thing.
Yes, indeed. Well, shall we see how the girls are faring? Oh, please finish your tea first.
We may have a lot to thank Miss Brodie for one day.
Social communication between individuals, communication in trade, sexual connection.
What was the first one again?
Social communication between individuals.
Is that what Juliet's sister meant? About men touching a leg in a tram?
I just can't see it.
And Teeny! They were only out walking. You often touch when you're walking together by accident.
All right, we'll make a special chapter. Only...
What?
Touching somebody's leg. It doesn't seem to be enough.
No.
Come on, let's have the pineapple.
And save the cream till last. Little girls, you are going to be the creme de la creme.
Jenny, these are supposed to be the happiest days of our lives.
My father says make the most of school days, for you never know what lies ahead.
We're making the most of ours.
Sandy was so clever about getting the dictionary.
Miss Brodie says primary's best, not school days.
Yes, but she never got married like her mothers and fathers.
They don't have rhymes.
They have sexual intercourse.
Mrs. Lloyd has just had a baby. She must have committed sex with Mr. Lloyd.
Can you see it happening?
He'd be wearing his pajamas.
You seem to be enjoying yourselves, darlings.
My word, how you've been tucking in.
Let's leave them to themselves. Just enjoy yourselves.
Enjoy yourselves.
I wish you wouldn't call me darling. It's so English.
I wish mine wouldn't sniff all the time.
Come on, what next?
Miss Brodie's fiancé fell in the war.
I didn't know that.
Oh, Jenny told me.
I can't think how that should enter into their lessons.
Oh, to do with geography, I believe. Miss Brodie mentioned the fact in connection with the study of Flanders, where he fell. I must say I wondered why it was mentioned.
Mr. Stranger and I met in France during the war.
Really?
It's quite a romance. He was wounded and I was his nurse. And we married in Edinburgh the next year.
You must have seen many terrible things.
Oh, I did.
How easily we forget.
Some things are best forgotten.
Oh, quite.
There was one occasion. It was about a very young nurse that I knew.
I've started the chapter about Hugh and Miss Brodie.
Smashing.
It's a sort of story.
Do you think we could publish it?
Good idea. Listen, Hugh isn't dead. That was a mistake in the telegram. He has come back from the war and he calls at the school to see Miss Brodie. But Mrs. MacDonald tells him that Miss Brodie loves another.
Mr. Lloyd!
Yes. I haven't written that part yet. Hugh has made his abode in a mountain eyrie and is holding me captive while you make your way down the mountainside in the dark to get help. I wrote all this last night. Hugh! Sandy beseeched him. I swear to you, Before all I hold sacred that Miss Brodie has never loved another, and she awaits you below, praying and hoping in her prime. If you will let Jenny go, she will bring back your lover Miss Brodie to you, and you can hold her in your arms after these 12 long years. His black
And
eye...
a day. 12 long years and a day.
Good. His black eye flashed in the lamplight of the hut. "Back, girl," he cried, "and do not bar my way. Well do I know that yon girl Jenny will report my whereabouts to my mocking erstwhile fiancé. Well do I know that you are both spies sent by her that she might mock. Stand back from the door, I say." "Never," cried Sandy, placing her young lithe body squarely in front of the door, her arm through the bolt. Her large eyes flashed with an azure light of appeal. It's your turn.
With one movement, he flung her to the farthest end of the hut and strolled out into the moonlight.
Putting about his boots.
His high boots flashed in the moonlight.
Good. Write it in, then. We've got too many moonlights, but we can sort that out when it comes to publication.
And did the child never know?
No more than did the corporal.
Oh, it doesn't bear thinking about.
No, indeed.
Well, Mrs. Stranger, this has been most kind, but we must go soon.
Oh, must you leave so early?
Jenny sings in the church choir, and the trams are so infrequent on Sundays. My husband will be expecting us.
Might I offer you a small sherry to keep out the wind?
No, thank you. Well, perhaps just a small one.
Good.
Salt is sodium chloride. My brother told me.
We can take science in the senior school.
Miss Lockhart is wonderful. All her class have got crushes on her.
I know.
She's so beautiful. I'll die if she's left school when we move up, or if she's not still beautiful.
Miss Brodie will want us to take classics.
Art and religion first, then philosophy, lastly science. That is the order of the great subjects of life. I shall do science with Miss Lockhart.
She's the only one in the whole school with any sex appeal. I shall too.
Hasn't Miss Brodie got sex appeal?
I haven't decided that yet. Mr. Lloyd likes her.
He's married, so it doesn't signify. Do you think Miss Brodie ever committed sexual intercourse with Hugh?
Well, she said they clung to each other with passionate abandon on his last leave.
Did you look up abandon?
Yes, it says leave, so that fits in. We must continue the research.
I know. There's a Greek god at Newbridge House standing up with no clothes on. I saw it once when I was with Aunt Kate, but I didn't get a chance to look properly.
Good idea. I'll ask Miss Brodie if we can go tomorrow. I wouldn't like to have sexual intercourse.
Neither would I. I'm going to marry a pure person.
So am I. Have a toffee.
Girl? You have a fine profile. What's your name?
Rose Stanley, Mr. Lloyd.
I'm going to paint you one day, Rose Stanley.
Yes, Mr. Lloyd.
The Colosseum is an amphitheatre, from the Greek amphi, meaning roundabout, and theatron, theatre, a structure in the open air. So what would we mean by an amphitheatre, Jenny?
A theatre which goes round about, Miss Brodie?
Yes, Susan?
Will you have plays, Miss Brodie?
Not only plays, Susan. The Colosseum took 10 years to build and is indeed colossal, as the name suggests. In its arena, gladiators struggled for mastery and slaves were thrown to the lions. While in Rome last year, I stepped out the measurement of the arena. It is precisely 300 feet by 150. Are you thinking of doing a day's washing, Sandy?
No, Miss Brodie.
Then roll down your sleeves. We are civilized beings. Ave Imperator, cried the gladiators. Hail, Caesar. Those about to die salute thee, who also cry Ave Imperator, Evelyn.
General Mussolini's fasciste, Miss Brodie.
That is correct. The heroic stamp of leadership is passed from age to age. You are back, Rose?
Yes, Miss Brodie.
Then sit. We were talking of gladiators from the Latin gladus, a sword, for they fought with swords. What is the meaning of gladiator, Mary?
Lions, Miss Brodie.
Plainly, you are not listening to what I was saying. If only you girls would listen to me, I would make of you the crème de la crème. Class dismissed.
When in doubt, little girl, it is wise to say nothing, neither yea nor nay. Come on.
No, I can't.
How was your birthday tea party, Sandy?
I had farm animals from Jenny and a dictionary for my mother and father.
It will be most useful, I don't doubt.
We were wondering, Jenny and me.
Jenny and I? You would not say Jenny was wondering and me was wondering.
No, Miss Brodie. If you would take us to the exhibition at Newbridge House.
Could we go this afternoon, Miss Brodie?
Just the three of us.
Will your parents not worry where you might be?
Oh, it'll be all right.
Yes.
It is an excellent idea. It shall be my birthday treat to you. You would not prefer the museum or St. Giles or the castle?
We've seen them all before.
We want something new.
You girls are maturing. I knew I should not be disappointed in my choice. There are many excellent paintings at Newbridge House, and the building itself deserves attention. We shall leave immediately after the end of school.
Thank you, Miss Brodie.
The Palace of Versailles was built by the kings of France, Louis XIII and Louis XIV. It was here that Marie Antoinette, upon being informed that the poor people had no bread, cried, "Qu'ils mangent de la brioche," that is to say, let them eat cake. And she was shortly executed in 1793. The French are not noted for their sense of humor. There has always been an affinity between the Scots and the French. We are a truly European race.
And what is Miss Brodie's gang doing in a mausoleum like this?
Why, Mr. Lloyd, say good day to Mr. Lloyd, girls.
Good day, Mr. Lloyd.
You see, I have respect in some quarters, Emma.
This is not Mrs. Lloyd, I gather.
Miss Brodie, Miss Crawford.
Hello, Miss Brodie.
How do you do?
Emma's one of my models.
This is Sandy and Jenny. Yesterday was Sandy's birthday. This is my treat to her.
Treat? I'd call it more of a punishment. Did you ever see such a clean tomb for such dead and dusty art?
If the exhibition is so moribund, Mr. Lloyd, I am surprised to find you here.
Among the junk, there's often the odd jewel.
Do you teach art, Miss Brodie?
I am not to be circumscribed by nomenclature, Miss Crawford.
Are you not?
I am in the business of putting old heads onto young shoulders.
Miss Brodie is a valued colleague, almost the only valued colleague at Marcia Blaine's. We must be away. Emma's time is expensive.
Oh, oui. That is Sandy, Jenny, and myself were hoping for the benefit of your good artistic judgment, I'm sure.
Please, Mr. Lloyd.
Well, what does the birthday girl want to see? There's a Caravaggio downstairs. Oh, and a surprising Madonna by Simone de Martini in the room across the balcony.
The last one will do fine, Mr. Lloyd.
To your taste, Miss Brodie?
We shall be glad of your guidance, Mr. Lloyd.
All right. She really is an extraordinary woman. She's going to sit for me.
A line drawing, would it be?
Unworthy.
Who was Hermes, Mr. Lloyd?
Hermes was messenger to the Olympians, a Greek god, no less.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful? It's hideous.
The statue is somewhat idealized.
But men aren't like that.
This is a god, Miss Crawford.
Yes, well, presumably a man was the model. A man certainly made it.
Go on, Emma.
I'm no teacher.
Please continue, Miss Crawford. I am sure your opinion will be most valuable.
All right. Well, look at the torso. It's far too heavy for the legs. Some artist trying to exaggerate the masculinity to the glory of the species.
Man is a gender, Miss Crawford, not a species.
There's too much muscle, there's too much chest. But am I right, Teddy?
As always, Emma. Do you see what Miss Crawford means, girls? The whole thing's a monstrosity. The shoulders are too wide, the upper arm too thick, the belly too muscled. It just doesn't add up to a man.
Yes, I mean, it's a man's boast of a man. It's propaganda.
Exactly. A man without manliness. Where are the folds and flaws that make us human? The head's too keen, the neck too long.
Shoulders too wide.
Chest too pronounced, belly too muscled, hips too small, bottom too firm.
Is he like any man you know, Miss Brodie? I mean, as for the fig leaf...
What is a prude, girls?
Somebody who wants to stop other people's fun, Mr. Lloyd.
Like Miss God.
That is disloyal, Sandy. I cannot let that pass.
The fig leaf is the stamp of the prude. To judge by Victorian statuary, one would imagine all men to be afflicted by some curious botanical disease.
I'm surprised at you, Sandy and Jenny. I thought you were the leaven in the lump.
What lump?
And as a final treachery, I would point out that the fig leaf is the most finely sculptured part of the whole thing. Enough of it. Let's on to De Martini.
I think we should travel back to the centre, or we shall all be late for our teas. Say thank you to Mr. Lloyd, girls.
Thank you, Mr. Lloyd.
Say thank you to Miss Crawford.
Thank you, Miss Crawford.
It's a pleasure.
Show off as you surely did today. You are extreme, Mr. Lloyd.
If art is poor, you must expect me to say so.
Come, girls, we are late. We must run for the tram. Good day, Miss Crawford.
Goodbye, Miss Brodie.
Do you travel with us in the tram, Mr. Lloyd?
Trams cost money. Au revoir, Miss Brodie.
Goodbye. Come, girls. I have written notes to your parents.
Thank you, Miss Brodie.
We are later than I had hoped, but the study of art is not to be rushed.
Was the house to your liking?
I beg your pardon?
My name's Macready. I'm one of the curators there. I saw you leading girls around. You are a schoolmistress?
That is correct. I am Jean Brodie of Marcia Blaine's school.
You seem to have a wide knowledge of art, Mrs. Brodie.
Miss Brodie, Mr. Macready.
Dr. Macready, Miss Brodie. Marcia Blaine's school. Would you give my regards to you and Mrs. MacDonald? We sit in one of the humbler educational committees. You know, one of the great pleasures of Edinburgh, Miss Brodie, is to meet charming people of culture. And girls, I count you very fortunate in your mentor. Well, good day, Miss Brodie. Good day, girls.
Good day, Dr. Macready. Girls, say goodbye to Dr. Macready. Girls, where are your manners, please? We must not be let down.
Do you feel any different, Jenny?
What is it, girls?
Miss Brodie, Dr. Macready touched my leg.
Jenny, Dr. Macready meant nothing by that. He is obviously a most respectable and kindly gentleman.
But Juliet's sister says if a man touches your leg in a tram, you become pregnant.
That is nonsense, as you well know. Forsooth, if I collected pregnancies every time a hand touched my leg, my offspring would be filling Marcia Blaine's twice over. There is but one way to conceive a child.
How would that be, Miss Brodie?
Forsooth, it is a matter of mature trust and intimacy between male and female.
But the Virgin Mary, Miss Brodie, she
never took a tram in her
Thank you for my birthday treat, Miss Brodie. It was a lucky chance to meet Mr. Lloyd.
And Miss Crawford.
And Miss Crawford. Return to your desk, Mary.
I have good news. And a shade surprising. Miss Gaunt and I have talked at great length about your request for art for your girls, and I'm happy to say that you have prevailed. Mr. Lloyd may teach your girls the first period every Tuesday morning for an experimental period.
I am much obliged, headmistress.
Come in. Miss Brodie, I'm even now searching for materials for tomorrow morning.
That will not be necessary, Mr. Lloyd. I have decided not to take up your valuable free time or your lie-in.
You really are the most extraordinary woman. Doesn't Miss Gaunt approve?
Miss Gaunt's approval does not signify.
Did I fail my test? Or did Emma fail my test for me?
I am sure Miss Crawford is most expert at her trade.
Flesh and blood, Miss Brodie.
And so much of it, Mr. Lloyd.
Oh! Well, I was never much at bartering. Come in. Come in. The first a snigger gets my hand on her backside.
I shall ask her straight out.
Sandy, you can't.
That's what teachers are for, to tell you things.
Sandy, please.
Well, maybe not straight out. Maybe statues first.
I don't really want to know.
But we can't stop now. What about the book?
It's more secret than we thought. This means it must be really terrible.
I'm still going to ask.
She won't tell you. It's all feelings of Miss Brodie's.
She's in the right mood, I'm going to.
Sit down. When icicles hang by the wall, and Dick the shepherd blows his nail, and Tom bears logs into the hall, and milk comes frozen home in pail. I have decided, little girls, to tell you more of my life with Hugh. Juliet.
Yes, Miss Brodie?
Some on the blackboard.
Yes, Miss Brodie.
Arithmetic books propped against intruders.
Want to make it up, Miss Brodie?
You have. Each week and every week of that terrible winter, little girls, Hugh would write to me without fail. I have his letters still. I would not part with them for the wealth of the Orient. The man himself shines through his words. They were private letters of a unique and tender intimacy. Yes, Sandy?
Please, Miss Brodie. How do you spell intimacy?
Intimacy.
Thank you, Miss Brodie.
Hugh was a poor countryman before he took up his final, fatal posting. We spent 1 week together. August, walking in the lanes of Kent. Kent is an English county south of London. It is known as the Garden of England. And there, Hugh and I swore the vows that had been 4 long years in the making. We had first met when we were students here in Edinburgh.